Okay, this is John Brusky with a quick tutorial on how to use Canvas to make it a little cheaty, less cheat-proof, but without using the Scantron machine. So first of all, let's just review things that suck in order. Number one, USC football team. Nothing sucks more than that. Number two, Chat GPT. That kind of sucks. The third thing that sucks kind of a lot is Canvas. And so what I'm gonna, and then of course the Spice Girls, but it's a little dated. Anyway, I'm gonna recommend you use Qualtrics plus hard copy questions. Let's see why. All right, so say you are here and you are giving a quiz. Here's your quiz. And your student gets to this question: what is the most commonly used type of t-test? And they don't know the answer because they didn't show up. Why? They can come to Titan GPT and they say, I'm taking a test. What's the right answer? And Titan GPT will say, I can't give you answers to test questions. So then the student types the test question and Titan GPT provides the correct answer. Then you say, thanks for helping me cheat. And the Titan GPT apologizes very much if it seemed to encourage anything inappropriate. Anyway, the take home point of this is that if you just have your exam online, the students can cut and paste the questions into Titan GPT or any other software, and there's even better ones than this out there that'll just take it instantly for them. Um, uh, and so you can't do that. So what I would recommend is taking the questions and making a hard copy of them. So when you pass them out to the students, all they see are the questions. Now then, they could, I guess, type the questions in, but the time it would take them to type them in is sort of time prohibited. Like, you can't spend 2 minutes typing a question on a 50-item test. You'd spend, 3 hours just typing the questions. Then it would be a little more obvious if you were the instructor. Okay, so students come to the room, you give them the paper copy of the test. What I would recommend is you then go to Qualtrics and you give them a question, and then you do have them. You take the link from Qualtrics and you put it on your Canvas page, and then they click on it, and it will open, and they will see an exam that looks like this. Let's just take a look at that preview. It's going to ask for their name, and it's going to have only blank answers. So they can cut and paste that, but that's not going to help them with Titan GPT. They have to click on the answer. So they read your hard copy. So over here, if this was hard copy, they'd read question 11, A, B, C, D, E. And I know these don't have letters on it, but your hard copy would. Then on question 11 here, they would enter whatever they think is correct. And then when it's done, they submit it. But they don't have any questions they can cut and paste as long as they're using that. Now this works pretty well, and you can reuse it. You could just copy that blank test form. In fact, I can send it to you, and every time you give a quiz in class, you can copy that the thing, and I'll give you a new set of results, and then you score it. Now, here's the way you score it in Qualtrics. As you can see, here's all the questions and here's all the answers. So if that was answer B the first time, now I'm going to make the answer D. Okay, and you can also clear all of them, clear all the answers, and then you just have to go through and and just click on the answers for the new quiz, quick and easy, and then you can reuse this template every time. So you make a quiz on Qualtrics. I will send you the template. All you have to do is copy it every time you use a new quiz, and when you copy it, then you create a new answer sheet here, and then when that's done, you don't even have to hit a save button. You're just done. You go back to the survey builder, and you should never need to do much with this. They type in their name there. Now, you can download those, and that will produce a file that looks a little messy when you first download your results. It looks like this, but you can see it's got things like where was the test taken, so they should all be taken in the same room, and if they're not, that lets you know that someone was taking it, that somebody had somebody else log in for them off the campus to take it in. So that's kind of helpful. Then it's got their name, and it's got every answer to the question. With a little bit of alteration, I made it look like this. It didn't take me long to do this. And then it's got their answer all the way here. That's their final score. Now, if you want, you can just hide all these columns so that these have all the answers, and then you click on this and you hide them. And now you can just see, here's a student, here's their score, everything, and that's pretty easy to do. Okay, but the downside is now you have all the answers, but they're on an Excel sheet. So if you're entering your grades in Canvas, you're going to have to take them off the Excel sheet and enter them into Canvas. There may be a way to upload them from the Excel sheet. I honestly don't know. But it would be better if you could just use the quiz in Canvas. Now, that is possible. Here, I've done the same thing. I've created these questions here, and I've created one here. So it's a blank item quiz. You got it like this. And then if you preview it, the students will see something that looks like this. So they're, they have the paper one for question one. This is all they see, so they can't cut and paste anything. That takes care of that problem. Okay, but if you want to update it, so now you can take this quiz and you can copy it, but now you need to change the answers that you get. To do that, you have to come back and one question at a time. You have to come up here and click on questions. So for question one, you have to click on it and say, okay, well, the answer was B last time. Now I'm going to make it D, update question. Question two had been A. Now I'm going to make it E, update the question. All right, and you can do all that, and then it's just wonkier. Now, if you only got 4 questions, or if you're just doing a 5-question quiz, maybe that's not a big deal. If you're doing a huge test and you really just want to have all the answers go immediately into Canvas without having to enter them, and you don't like fiddling with Excel sheets like I do, then maybe that's okay. But in my view, that makes Canvas suck a little bit more than Qualtrics. I prefer the Qualtrics, but either way, if you give the students, as long as you're giving students hard copies of the question, then they can't cut and paste them, and then they can't use Titan GPT or any other LLM/AI software to give them the answers on the test. And you don't have to use the Scantron machine because everything is recorded electronically. They take the quiz online, it is scored online. You either get it if you use Qualtrics in an Excel sheet, or they're just entered directly into Canvas if you use the Canvas quiz. And that's what I got for you. So I would recommend using Qualtrics plus hard copy questions, and that should essentially at least make your multiple choice questions AI proof.